Timmy was a normal boy who lived in a normal house with a normal dad and a normal mom. And Timmy had a normal dog named Fido, and Timmy's life was normal until the day he found a planet in his pocket. It all started when Timmy was playing in the backyard with Fido. Suddenly Fido started barking, and Timmy saw something strange under a bush. He went closer and saw a tiny object that looked like a marble. Timmy picked it up and started spinning it in his hand. And then he saw clouds forming on the surface. And then he saw waves crashing on the shore. And then he saw a tiny car driving down a tiny road. And then he saw tiny people waving at him from their tiny houses. Timmy couldn't believe what he was seeing. This was no ordinary marble. It was a planet. A real, live planet. And it fit in his pocket. Timmy felt like an explorer who had just discovered a new world. He wanted to learn everything about this planet and its people. So he put the planet in his pocket and went to the library. At the library, Timmy searched through books about planets and galaxies, but he couldn't find anything that matched the planet he had found. All the books said that planets were big, not small enough to fit in your pocket. Timmy was confused. He didn't know what to do. Then Timmy went home. He took out the planet from his pocket and put it on the table, and he started observing it closely. He noticed that the planet had mountains, rivers, lakes, forests, and cities. He saw tiny people going to work, playing sports, and having fun. He even saw a tiny TV showing a tiny news report about Timmy. Apparently Timmy was a local hero in this planet. They had statues of him everywhere. They called him the Pocket Man, and he had no idea how he became their hero. But then Timmy remembered. One day he was in a bad mood and he was throwing a tantrum and the planet started shaking. The tiny people were scared, but then Timmy stopped shaking and the planet became calm again. And then Timmy realized that his feelings affected the planet. When he was happy, the planet was sunny and peaceful. When he was sad, the planet was stormy and dark. And when he was angry, volcanoes erupted and earthquakes happened. Timmy was surprised, but he also felt special. He was the only person in the world who could control a planet. Timmy loved the planet. He took care of it and protected it. And the tiny people loved Timmy too. They made him gifts and told him stories about their culture and history. He learned their customs. He became part of their society. And he felt like he had a second home on that planet. But then one day, Timmy forgot about the planet. He left it in his jeans and went to play basketball with his friends. And the planet shook. The mountains crumbled. The oceans splashed over the cities. The tiny people screamed for help. They saw Timmy playing and they tried to get his attention, but he didn't notice them. He was too busy playing. Then they saw Timmy's mom taking his dirty jeans and putting them in the washing machine. The planet fell into the washing machine. The water started swirling around Timmy's planet. The tiny people panicked. They ran around their cities, hiding from the rising water. They built a huge rocket ship to escape. When Timmy came back, he saw the washing machine shaking. He opened it and saw the tiny people launching their rocket. They were flying away from Timmy's pocket. They were coming out of the washing machine. They were flying into the sky. And now we are here watching you, waiting because to us, you are the next pocket planet. One day, Timmy was playing in the park when he saw a group of kids bullying a smaller kid. The kid was crying and Timmy felt angry. He walked up to the bullies and asked them what they were doing. They ignored him at first, but then they started making fun of Timmy. They called him names and pushed him to the ground, and that's when Timmy snapped. He used his powers to shake the ground and make the bullies fall down. Then he helped the smaller kid get up and dusted him off. "Are you okay?" he asked. "Yeah," the kid said. "Thanks for helping me." Timmy smiled. He knew he had done the right thing. Later that day, Timmy was walking home when he saw a group of birds stuck in a tree. They had been trying to fly over the fence but couldn't because it was too high. Timmy felt sorry for them, so he used his powers to make the fence shorter. The birds chirped happily and flew away. As Timmy continued walking, he heard a loud crash. He turned around and saw a man holding a broken vase. The man was about to leave, but Timmy stopped him. "Wait, can I help you with anything?" he asked. The man was surprised that Timmy hadn't run away or gotten mad at him actually. "Yes," he said. "I broke my wife's favorite vase and I don't have any money to fix it. Can you pay for it?" Timmy felt bad for the man, so he used his powers to repair the vase. It looked brand new. The man's eyes widened in amazement. "How did you do that?" he asked. Timmy just smiled and kept walking. That night, Timmy couldn't sleep. He kept tossing and turning in bed. He felt upset because he had used his powers for selfish reasons. He hadn't helped people out of kindness or generosity. He had done it for attention and praise. Timmy knew he had to change. He had to find a way to use his powers for good without expecting anything in return. The next day, Timmy went to the park and saw an old woman sitting on a bench. She was feeding the birds and smiling. Timmy approached her and asked if she needed any help. The woman looked up and smiled back. "Thank you, dear," she said, "but I'm fine. I'm just enjoying the company of these lovely birds." Timmy sat down next to her and started feeding the birds. He felt a sense of calm and happiness wash over him. For the first time, he wasn't using his powers to show off or feel important. He was simply being kind. As the sun began to set, Timmy knew he had found the right way to use his powers. He didn't need to be a hero or a savior. He just needed to be himself. From that day on, Timmy used his powers to help others whenever he could. He didn't want anything in return. He just wanted to make the world a better place. And the world was grateful for him. The animals loved him. The plants grew stronger around him and the people respected him. They didn't know how he did it. They just knew he was a good person. And that's what made Timmy the greatest superhero of all. Fido barked excitedly and wagged his tail. Timmy smiled and scratched him behind the ears. "Good boy," he said. "You're the best dog a guy could ask for." Fido licked Timmy's face and barked again. Timmy laughed and threw the ball again. Okay, I get it," he said. "You want to play fetch? Let's go." Timmy and Fido played in the park for hours. They ran, they jumped, they fetched, and Timmy felt happier than he ever had before. Suddenly Fido stopped and started sniffing the ground. "What is it, boy?" Timmy asked. Fido barked and pulled on his leash. Timmy followed him and saw a small object under a bush. It was a tiny house. It looked like a miniature with thatched walls and a chimney made of twigs. Timmy couldn't believe his eyes. He had never seen anything like it before. As he got closer, he heard tiny voices coming from inside. "Quick, everyone, hide," a tiny man said. "Someone's coming." Timmy froze. He realized that the house wasn't just a toy. It was a real dwelling for real people, and those people were afraid of him. Timmy felt bad. He didn't mean to scare them. He slowly backed away and hid behind the bush. He waited a few minutes and then came out. He approached the house again, but this time more carefully. He knocked on the door with his finger. A tiny voice answered. "Who's there?" Timmy said. "It's just me. I'm sorry I scared you before. I didn't mean to." The voice said, "Oh, it's okay. Come in." Timmy opened the door with his finger and entered the house. He gasped. Inside was a cozy living room with a fireplace, a table and chairs, and a ladder leading to a loft. "Wow," Timmy whispered. "This is amazing. How did you build it?" The voice said, "We built it ourselves. We're a community of tiny people who live in harmony with nature. We grow our own food, make our own clothes, and take care of each other." Timmy sat down on a chair and said, "That sounds wonderful. But why are you so afraid of me?" "I won't hurt you," the voice said. "We don't trust outsiders. We've had problems with humans before. They're not very nice to us." Timmy nodded. He had heard stories about humans destroying nature and exploiting small creatures. He didn't want to be like those humans. "I'm not like other humans," he said. "I love nature. I would never hurt you," the voice said. "Really? Then prove it. Show us that you're one of us, that you care about the environment." Timmy thought for a moment. "Okay," he said. "I'll show you." He stood up and went outside. He looked around and saw a small patch of grass that had been trampled by visitors to the park. He used his powers to make the grass grow back, stronger and greener than before. He then noticed a bird's nest on a nearby tree. It was empty and abandoned. He used his powers to make it warm and cozy again. Finally, he saw a stream that had been polluted by trash. He used his powers to clean it up and make it flow smoothly again. The tiny people watched him from their house. They were amazed by what they saw. "He really does care about nature." One of them said, "I think we can trust him." Another said, "Yeah, let's give him a chance." They came out of their house and approached Timmy. "Thank you," one of them said. "You have shown us that you are not like the other humans. You're one of us." Timmy smiled. "I'm glad you understand," he said. "I want to help you however I can." The tiny people were grateful for Timmy's kindness. They invited him to their house for dinner and told him stories about their culture and traditions. Timmy felt honored to be accepted by them. He learned that they were called the keepers of nature, and they had been living in harmony with the environment for centuries. As the night went on, Timmy felt a sense of belonging he had never felt before. He realized that he didn't need to be a superhero or have superpowers to make a difference. He just needed to be kind, compassionate, and respectful towards all living beings. He also realized that he wasn't alone in the universe. There were other intelligent species out there, and some of them were much wiser and more advanced than humans. He knew that he had much to learn from the keepers of nature, and he was eager to absorb all their knowledge and experience. From that day on, Timmy became a regular visitor to the tiny village. He spent hours talking to the keepers of nature, learning from them and sharing his own experiences. He also used his powers to help them build new projects and improve their way of life. He made solar panels to provide them with energy, tools to help them work more efficiently, and shelters to protect them from the weather. In return, the keepers of nature shared their wisdom and secrets with Timmy. They taught him how to heal plants with water, how to communicate with animals, and how to harness the power of nature. They also showed him how to live a simple, sustainable, and joyful life in harmony with the environment. Timmy was amazed by what he learned from the keepers of nature. He realized that they were much more advanced than humans in many ways. They were eco-friendly, self-sufficient, peaceful, and wise. He felt inspired to share what he learned with the rest of the world, to educate and guide humans towards a better, more harmonious way of living. He knew it would be a long and challenging journey, but he was determined to make a positive impact on the planet and its inhabitants. And that's when Timmy truly understood the meaning of being a hero. It wasn't about having superpowers or saving the day. It was about making a difference in the lives of others, no matter how small or insignificant they may seem. It was about treating every living being with respect and dignity, and preserving the natural world for future generations. It was about being a role model, a mentor, and a friend. And most importantly, it was about being yourself.